I think we're good to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our newest workshop for the Sui KuCoin Lab Summer Hackathon. My name is Henry, and I'm on the APAC DevRel team for Sui. And for today's workshop, we have Lai from MirrorWorld, and then the topic that we're going to be talking about is how to use MirrorWorld wallet, and also is NFT SDK APIs to accelerate the app development cycle on Sui. So like, do you want to give like a quick intro of yourself and also about MirrorWorld?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Harry. Thanks for having me here. Hello, everyone. I'm Lily. I'm the CTO here from MirrorWorld. A little bit background about me. I was an engineer. So before MirrorWorld, I was an engineer in several tech companies in San Francisco Bay Area. Then I realized that crypto world is actually kind of like interesting. So I started to devote myself into the crypto industry like 2 years ago. And that's the time I joined MirrorWorld. So today's topic is actually about how to use MirrorWorld wallet and NFT SDK to accelerate your Sui development for mobile and web. So let me get started. So a little bit background about MirrorWorld. We are founded 2 years ago, and right now we have more than 130K community members across Asia, Europe, and Americas. And right now we have more than 460 projects built on top of the MirrorWorld SDK. So 2 years ago, when we started MirrorWorld, we started to build the crypto games. We built our own dApps and also the NFT marketplace on the blockchain. However, building and using the Web3 dApps and games is actually pretty complex, and that complexity actually is the same for both developers and users. So from the developer's perspective, the challenge that developer needs to understand is actually there's a lot of concept before being productive. For example, the developer, if you are new to the crypto uh, engineering, that kind of thing, right? You need to understand what is wallet and how to safely store the excuse me, how to safely store the private key and safe phrase for the user if the private key actually are involved, and also you need to create in-app wallets for the users. And also you need to understand the concept of the transaction signing. Moreover, once you deploy your smart contracts, you also need to have your backend like servers or indexer or syncer to keep track of what's happening with your smart contract, who is interacting with your smart contracts. So you need to keep continuously to query the blockchain states. So that's a challenge from the developer's perspective. Similarly, as to the end users, to your gamers, they also facing some challenge to using your dApps or games. So the end user need to understand some technical concepts before being comfortable on Web3 apps. For example, like when the user try to use your app, firstly, in general, they need to download the wallet extension or apps. And then when they create the wallets in their wallet apps, they need to know the new security concepts before play the games and the dApps. One of the example actually when my wife downloads the MetaMask app, and then she actually shared the private key and the safe phrase publicly in the communication in the chat channel, which is actually not recommended in general. But yeah, I mean, for the regular Web2 user, it's actually the learning curve is pretty high for them to understand what is wallets and why they need to keep their private key safe. Moreover, like when they try to interact with when they try to interact with the blockchain, when they need to send any like on-chain transaction, they need to keep continuously, like constantly clicking those pop-ups from the wallets if they are using browser extension. Or similarly, if on the mobile app, they need to jump between the dApp and the wallet app, which is kind of annoying in general. So that's why we built the MirrorWorld Smart SDK. What we try to do is actually we want to help the developers to do more products, but with less coding. So we provide cross-platform SDK and APIs. So right now we support iOS, Android, Unity, and JavaScript. And we try our best to bring zero hassle to the blockchain integration. So very quick like introduction about what SDK offers. So we have three features in general. The first one is authentication. We provide the social authentication to the Web2 users so that they can use for example, the Google, Apple, Twitter, Discord, the way they are familiar with to log into your app or games. Similarly, we also provide email and password. The reason for that is because many of our products actually focus on the activation part because you spend some money to attract the traffic into your app. But if for those Web2 users, they have zero knowledge about the wallets or about how to store their private key securely, it's very easy they will stop using your app in the authentication page or in the login page. So the best way we think we can do is actually we together provide a seamless login, especially Web2 login experience to those Web2 users. So that's why we think the social auth is actually the best way that they are familiar with to log into your dApps. So that's the first SDK feature, which is authentication. The second part is NFT marketplace. So from our SDK, you don't need a smart contract engineer. You don't have to write your smart contract, but instead you just need to call our SDK so that you are able to create NFT collection. And also, furthermore, you can mint NFT into that particular collection. Once the NFT is minted, you can also we also provide syncer and indexer service to help you to query the latest state of this NFT. Similarly, for example, the NFT transaction history and real-time updates for the NFT. Besides the NFT asset minting parts, we also provide the marketplace. So like Shopify, the developer or the game can create their own marketplace for their gamers or users. And with the help of our MirrorWorld SDK, for the marketplace, the user can list their NFT or purchase NFT. Similarly, they can also cancel or updating listing for their NFT in the marketplace. And the third product we provide is wallet. So the developer is able to make API call to query the user's wallet token, transaction history, transfer token, swap token, and also we provide on-ramp so that we allow users to use their credit card or debit card to purchase token, Sui token, like immediately inside the app. So they don't have to jump out of your games and then go into Binance or some other central exchange to purchase token and then transfer token out from the exchange to the app to the game. So that will be a very annoying and a very bad experience to the user in general. So yeah, I mean, we provide those three types of the SDK, authentication, marketplace, and the wallet. So before I jump into how to use our API, let me first show you the demo. The demo here is actually, this is a Mirror Jump, which is a game built on top of MirrorWorld SDK, 100% built on top of our SDK. As you can see on the left, first I want to show the authentication part, which is the social auth part. As I mentioned before in the previous slide, when the user tries to log in, he will choose, for example, Google, Discord, email, or Facebook to log into to your app, to the Mirror Jump in this particular case. After successfully authentication, in the background, MirrorWorld actually we will create an in-app wallet for this particular user if we detect this is a new user. And that private key will be stored securely inside MirrorWorld cluster, and it will never leave our cluster. And also, moreover, we never allow the user to ask for the private key of the in-app wallets. So that's how we do for the authentication parts. As you can see, like before, in the very beginning, like this is a login page. If the gamer enters the mirror jump game, so when he clicks login, and we will show a bunch of login social auth like login options like Google, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and also email in the bottom. So he chooses Google to log in. After that, as we can see, the user successfully enters the game and he's able to play the game. On the top right, as you can see, we actually create the in-app wallets for this particular users. So that's the authentication part. And we also provide the on-ramp process, on-ramp feature. So in this demo, this is still inside the mirror jump game. Because for example, if the gamer plays some game, reach some level and has earned some achievements, or maybe he earned some assets from the game. So inside the game, you want to show like what's the current assets this wallet, this in-app wallet, has. So from this example, as we can see, this user, this gamer has an MWM token, has USDC. And when we click USDC, we're able to show all the latest transaction for this particular wallet. And we also support like on-ramp like feature so that he's able to finish the on-ramp purchase inside the app. Similarly, we can allow the users to make allow the developers to make API call to transfer token. I will just do quick. To transfer token out from the in-app wallet to somewhere else. And also we have a marketplace storefront. So this is a storefront that one of our developer created. So the entire thing is built on top of our SDK, marketplace SDK. So the developer creates a marketplace for inside his app. From this marketplace, the user is able to view this particular NFT and finish the purchase experience. So yeah, I mean, this is a demo for MirrorJump, which is a crypto game built on top of a MirrorWorld Unity SDK. If you also wants to do some stuff here, like for example, if you want to build your own crypto game or build your own dApps, for sure, the next step is I'm gonna show you how to get started to make API call. The first thing, in the very high level, the first thing you need to do is actually to create a developer account in our dashboard. And the second step is create project and API key and get the API key from the developer dashboard. And with that API key, you are able to install your SDK for your in your desired application clients. In this workshop, I'm gonna just directly make API call for simplicity, because I know some people use JavaScript, some people use Unity. So I will just use API. So one thing to assure you that our SDK is 100% built on top of our API. So API should be enough for this demo purpose. So once you get the API, you can start to building. So let me guide you how to go through the process. As I mentioned, the first step you need to do is actually go into our dashboard. This is our developer dashboard login page. In here, I just use my Gmail to log in to the developer dashboard. After you log in, so I already create one project here. So I just go into that particular project. As you can see, there's a API key shown here. There's a client ID, there's a client secret. Also, we also show all the request log here. So for the purposes demo, I just need the API key here. I just copy paste. And then this demo, what I'm gonna show you is two things. The first one is how to make an API call to the Sui wallet, to our Sui wallet endpoints. To understand what we offer, you can go to docs.mirrorworld.com and click HTTP API documents. So this page will show you all the API endpoints we have. So because right now, the thing I'm going to demonstrate is API for the Sui wallet. So I go to wallet, Sui, and the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you is actually how to transfer Sui from the in-app wallets to a different wallet. So in my case, I will transfer from my in-app wallets to my personal wallet. Beforehand, so this is a page. This is my wallet, my in-app wallet. As you can see from the Sui Explorer, I already have around like 1.14 Sui in my in-app wallet. And also I have around like 10 like different like my own coins here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually to make API call to transfer Sui from my in-app wallet to my personal wallet. Oops, there we go. So this is my personal wallet. So I'm gonna transfer some Sui from here to my personal wallet. Okay. To make API call, so I'll just use Postman here. To make API calls, firstly, we need to specify the API key and authorization, which is the JWT token in the request header. So here's the API key, which I copy from the dashboard here, okay? And this is a JWT token. So in our dashboard, we also, there's a place for you to get a JWT token for the developer account. But for the regular users, they need to authenticate first to get the JWT token. But right now, just assume I get the JWT token for this particular developers. So to make this call, I also needs to put in the request body, I need to specify who is the receiver and what is the amount that I'm going to transfer out. So as I mentioned, the receiver will be the personal wallet, which is this address. I just copy it and paste. Oops. Copy, copy. There we go. And I gotta transfer around like 0.01 Sui to my personal wallet. Let's just do send. There we go. And we get the transaction digest. If we go back to my personal wallet and go to activity, and this is the transaction I just made right now. As you can see, I get 0.01 Sui, my personal wallet, and that amount is actually transferred out from my in-app wallet, starting from 0x37C. So we choose this in-app wallet. If I refresh this page, it's changed from 1.14 to 1.13. So yeah, I successfully make my first API call to transfer Sui from my in-app wallet to my personal wallet. So next API I'm gonna show you is transfer token. Similarly, not just like transfer Sui, if you have your own like custom coin or token, you will also be able to transfer that token from your in-app wallet to my personal wallet. So similarly, for this, to make this API call, I need to specify in the request body, I need to specify who is the receiver, what is the amount, and also the token. The token, which is the address, is actually come from here, this one. This particular type. Okay, just copy paste here. So let me send the transaction. There we go. And if we go to my personal wallet, I should be able to see this transaction here. So as you can see, my personal wallet just received 0.001 my own tokens, and it's actually transferred from my in-app wallet, start from 0x37C. So I just show you two like wallet API endpoints. So similarly, there's some other API endpoints I'm not gonna show you right now. And probably I'm not gonna go to details, but I just directly make API call here. For example, this particular API endpoints wallet tokens that will return all the tokens I have in my in-app wallet. So from the Explorer, as you can see, I have Sui, which has 1.12, and also around like 10 my personal coin. So here, as you can see from our API response have identical results with the Sui Explorer. And also besides the get the tokens, all the tokens that one wallet has, we can also like query the detail of one particular transaction. For example, the transfer Sui transaction, I just copy paste the transaction digest and then make API call. I should be able to get the details. It's a very long response here. So yeah, that is the first demo, which is show you the Sui wallets API endpoints we provided. So as I mentioned, like the first one is actually transfer Sui from my in-app wallets to my personal wallet. And second one is transfer token from my in-app wallets to the personal wallet. Okay. And the second demo I'm going to show you is asset minting on Sui. So by using this our API for the Sui asset minting, you don't need your smart contract engineer to write a smart contract and deploy it. Instead, you just make API call to our endpoints, and we will create a new NFT collection, and we will also show you how to mint NFT into that particular collection. So let me go back to the API documents. Right now we are talking about asset, NFT, Sui, Mint. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a new collection. To make this API call asset/mint/collection, I need to specify two required params. The first one is the name of the collection. The second one is a symbol of the collection. And there's also two optional parameters. The first one is description. The second one is creators. So I already copy paste reuse. I just directly reuse my endpoints here in Postman. So as you can see, it's asset/mint/collection. And I put my name here. The name of the collection, which is Sui tutorial collection. And the symbol is STC. I just make a very simple description. Sui rocks. This is a Sui tutorial collection. And also I mentioned the creator is my personal wallet. So I just make this call. Boom. I just create new NFT collection on Sui. That simple. There are many key value pairs in the response body, but for this tutorial, the only thing we care is actually this one, the contract object ID. This is actually the collection address we're going to use later on. So as I mentioned, the first step is we need to create a new NFT collection. And the second step is we want to mint some NFT into that collection. So the API endpoints we're going to use is asset mint NFT. In this particular API endpoints in the request body, we need to specify the collection address, the name of the NFT, the image URL, and also a bunch of the attributes needs to be defined. Similarly, there are some optional parameters like description of that particular NFT and also two wallet address, which means who's gonna receive the new minted NFT. So still we have a template here in the Postman, and in the collection address, this should be this one from the collection creation. Let's put it here. And the name of the NFT gonna means I just call it NFT number one, and the image URL. This one is just a random image I copy from Wikipedia. Okay. Also, I define the attributes. In here, I define two attributes. The first one is color equals to yellow, and also the country equals to Wakanda. Some description here. This is a number one NFT number one description and two wallet address. That means my personal Sui wallet gonna receive this NFT. So before I make this API call, let me go back to my personal wallets. And also let me double check. Right now, there's no NFT in my personal wallet. So let me just make API call here to mint NFT to my personal wallet. Oops, let me see. Okay, so actually the transaction is successful, but sometimes there's some problem with RPC, but that's fine. Let me just go back to my personal wallet. I mean, there we go. This is the NFT I just minted into this collection. And also my personal wallet is a receiver to this NFT. If I click here, you are able to see a bunch of attributes here. Let me just view it in the Sui Explorer. Okay. And let's check the attributes. The name is NFT number one description, NFT number one description URL, which is a Wikipedia image URL, and also the attributes. As I mentioned, we define two attributes. The first one is color equals to yellow, and the second attribute is country equals to Wakanda. Okay. So yeah, I mean, so within that, like you are able to create the NFT collection, and secondly, you are able to mint NFT into that collection to the wallets you want. Besides those like minting endpoints, we also provide some query, as you can see from our API documents. We also provide some query API endpoints so that people can understand, developer can understand like how many collections they have or like what are the NFT inside one particular collection. So I'm probably not gonna go to the details, but as you can see, I just call the get collections. This will return all the collection created under these developers. So this is the one I just created. This is a collection I just created. Okay. So yeah, I mean, for the demo, for this workshop purpose, I only demonstrate just two API endpoints. But besides the Mint, we also have the search endpoints to query NFT and also the collection. So just feel free to register, create an account in our developer dashboard, make query here, mint some NFT collection, mint NFT, and query this NFT, search NFT by owner address. And definitely, hopefully, our MirrorWorld API and SDK can help you a lot and accelerates your development process. So that's the two demo I just showed. And if you need more information, just feel free to check our website, which is docs.mirrorworld.com. And thank you. Please subscribe to our GitHub, Discord, and Twitter. If you have any further questions, just feel free to email us at sdk@mirrorworld.com. We're very happy to help you if you need anything. But in general, like here in MirrorWorld, we talk to a lot of like game studio and developers because we do see so many people are interested in Sui blockchain and they want to launch their game on Sui. So we are here to help you guys. Thanks, Henry.
Great. Hey, yeah, thank you for the workshop. Yeah, this is really great. I think I do see some questions from the chat, and let's go through them really quick. So the first question I see is a question about login. Icefox asks, is it ZK based login?
No, for now, no, we don't support ZK for now on Sui.
Okay,
And right
cool,
now
cool,
it's
cool.
just like because when we talk to the game studio, when they try to launch their crypto games, our game studio are also like try to promote their games to the Web2 users. So as to the Web2 user, I guess the most like intuitive way is just like social auth logging, like Google, this kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, right now we only provide a social auth like Google login and also like email, this kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Um, all right, I think let's go to the next question. Next question is also from Icebox and is asking, is it possible to do programmable transactions with this SDK?
So actually, I'm not sure what do you mean by programmable transaction. Um, so it would be nice if you can leave more comments on what it is.
Okay,
But
so
in general, yeah,
I can help clarify that point. Is
sure.
basically programmable transaction. It's kind of like a feature of Sui where you can kind of like batch a few smaller ones into one big like yeah. Is that something that can
Okay.
be done with this SDK?
Yeah. I mean, for now, we don't have that part in our API endpoints or SDK, but it's actually
Mhm.
on our roadmap. Yeah. Just
Okay, cool.
stay tuned to our channel, and then for sure, like we're gonna release this version.
Great. I think the question's relevance is more along like how, because that is a way to save some gas. If you can combine, yeah. All right,
Yeah, for sure.
cool. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Xbox, for these really good questions. All right, I think this is about it for our workshop. And thank you, like, for like joining, and yeah, so our hackathon is kind of in its like second half now. And so the last day to register is going to be on July 5th. And then our final demo day is going to be on July 19th. And that will be streamed live online. And also a part of it, if for the people and teams are able to join in person, we are also going to have like an in-person demo session in Paris at the Sui Builder House. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.